Hi folks, and in this video what we're going to do is we're going to expand upon what we previously built in our shopping screen. So what we have so far is a bit of information telling us who the current user is, but it doesn't really indicate that, it just gives their name. So if we actually go under the design view for this text box here, you can click on it there and click just there to get user index text, or get user index text 0 just here. What we're actually going to do is add something called an append in. Appends are very useful pieces of information because what they can do is effectively add one string to another string. So we have multiple bits of detail which perhaps can be edited in one point and can be set in another point. So if you're doing like a text-based adventure and you had a custom hero's name, perhaps you use appends to add them within the actual game story and the narrative. But for this case, we're just going to add to the top bit your user name, like so, and add a little space at the end, and then we're just going to assign it to this value here of the username from the current index, user index, which we're then going to apply to this return node. So now what should happen is when I log in and I type my name Bob1 and password with a capital P, it should say your username Bob1. We could have added is Bob1 just here, would have worked perfectly fine. Anyway, so that's the first bit of details that we're going to go over of adding the actual username. Next, we're going to add how many credits the actual user currently has. So to do this, I've just added a new text box, just like here. Just drag that across like there, like so. And we'll call this current credits. Just make this slightly bigger, so that's on 53. Bingo, and we'll just centralize this. So we're going to show our current credits. We're going to do that by going to the binding and create a new binding under content for text, because it's the text we're looking to change. So what we want is the actual current credits value, and we're going to do that by simply dragging it and then casting to shop game mode, shopping game mode, fantastic. Then get game mode. This will be very second nature to you after you've done it a few times. So what we then want to do is get the current user index, and we want the account, there you go, get the account details and just quickly break the account details. So then what we want to do is use a get command from the user credits, get a reference of, and then from the user index. So for index 0, it will bring up Bob's details, which will then give me Bob's amount of user credits. In this case, it will be 50. If we use Simon's, it will be 5,000. So we're then going to append this, but this time, of course, we're using the append command, and we'll say your total amount of credits are, and then we're going to apply that to the get result and set that to the text box here. So now folks, what should happen is when we log in with Bob, like so, bingo, tells me I've got 50 credits, and if I log in with Simon, there you go, ooh, it's gone over, which is very, very nasty. So what we need to do is think about how we're going to change that. There is an auto wrap box just there which we can use, an auto wrap box there, so it should then wrap the text over so it shouldn't appear nastily over the top. If not, we'll play around with the actual settings just to make it work, maybe change the font size, who knows at this stage. Right, and that's basically how you add your credits in with the actual name of your characters or the users within our lovely shop. Next video, of course, we'll go on to actually adding the shop listing items underneath here and add some pictures in and get that all working properly. Cheers.